Hi, it's Tia. Today, I want to talk to you about what happened to me. I think sometimes the universe puts things in front of you and you can either say yes to them or you can say no to them. And it's the difference between that little voice inside that, immediately you're going to say no. And then it's like, well, wait a minute. There's something here. And I just want you to be open to listen to it. And so that's what happened to me. Just before we went to the Galapagos Islands, I had a million things going on, like literally, a lot to take care of before going. And one of them was my husband and I decided that we should get some good walking shoes because we knew we'd be doing a ton of walking. So we went to the local running shoe store by our house and we got fitted for new shoes. And the guy that happened to be there fitting was also an injury prevention specialist and really knew what he was talking about with shoes. So we got some great shoes. But while we were there, he was looking at my feet and he said, Tia, you have really great feet. They're like the model of a perfectly functioning foot. And I'd actually love to use it in this new project/program I'm creating for runners to teach them how to run like a Kenyan. And I was like, run like a Kenyan? What does that even mean? And he said, well, there was a book called Born to Run, and in it they talked about how Kenyans who are actually, cleaning up in the triathlete, world. They're running all the marathons, winning all the marathons in the world. They're just amazing runners. And it has a lot to do with how they run. And he said he'd broken that down and he's teaching people how to do it so they could run forever, injury-free into their 80s and just be able to keep doing it. And so I was, I've always said, I hate running. I used to run, but I've never made it like a huge part of my life. It just wasn't something that was sustainable. And anyway, so he was like, if I can use your feet as an example and like the videos and the pictures that I'm using, then I'll teach you the program as a trade. And I'm thinking, oh God, I don't have time for this. But that little voice was saying, I don't know, maybe you do. How can you find time? And maybe this is an opportunity that's been put in front of you on purpose. And so today I met with him for coffee because that day I had said, yes, okay, I'm willing to, at least hear more. And so we met for coffee this morning and he was talking to me about it. And one thing he saw with my foot was a little bit off on my left side. He said, Tia, there is one little issue with the arch of your foot and we can totally fix it by doing X, Y, and Z. And I thought, that's very similar. What he was describing to me sounded a lot like what my chiropractor had said where I was off in my hip. And I said, so if I keep going to my chiropractor and I get my hip straight, would that fix that thing that you're talking about? He's like, yeah, it could. It's probably related to the same issue. Although you go and get that fixed and then your foot is striking wrong and you don't have the right arch support and you're not supporting yourself at your foundation properly, then it's automatically going to throw everything off up the line, which makes perfect sense. And it really clicked with me too about foundation building. You can start with the hip, or you can start with the marketing in your business or wherever up along the line, but it's going to keep falling apart when you hit endurance or you get an injury or, there's a big road bump or an uphill, something's going to happen. And if your foundation isn't solid, then it's going to throw you off. So to create sustainability in anything that you do, I'm all about foundation building. And so that made perfect sense to me. And so we had a little talk about that too. But I wanted to share with you two things from what I experienced today and how I feel like it can relate to you. Even if it feels like a no, but there's something under there that just wants you to at least listen and stay open, I recommend that you do that. And you don't have to follow it all the way down the rabbit hole if you've really touched base with it and it's not for you. But sometimes the universe hands us things and there's something inside of us that says, oh, just be willing to listen. So pay attention to that voice because sometimes we keep getting these little prompts, these signals, these signs, and it's really the universe constantly trying to put something in front of us hello, you need to start running. That's probably it for me. It might not be for you, but that's the one thing. And then foundations is the other thing, which I'm super passionate about. And I'd love to hear about your foundation. before you take whatever it is out into the world, before you did take whatever you have out into the world to share in a bigger way, what did you do to set your foundation? What does your foundation look like, and how does it keep you rock solid? I'd love to hear that. And if you don't have a foundation, or you're not sure if you've built a really strong, stable foundation for what it is that you want to do, I would also love to hear from you, because it's something that I know a lot about and I can really help you. So reach out to me, say hi. I love hearing from you. Anytime you guys email me, even if it's just about random stuff, I love it and I'll always respond. Okay. Oh, one last thing. In my last newsletter, I put a shout out to find out what you guys wanted to hear about more, especially as I launch into doing this new interview series and summit with women from all over the world. And I'd still love to continue to get your feedback on that. So anything that you're really interested in hearing more of from me in these newsletters or through the interview series, please send me a quick message. And that information is super important to me. Okay. Bye, everyone. Love you. Bye.